Welcome to Dixon Does It. I put in my new boiler, my new, hydronic furnace, and the old one was leaking. I'm tearing it apart today. So let's get into it. I'll show you what's going on with it, and maybe we'll find out where the leak is. All right, so I just replaced my boiler, and if your boiler or your furnace, some people call these water, hydronic furnaces, if it looks like this, you think, oh, it's just a little bit of surface rust. It's just a little bit of dripping on the bottom. I'm going to take the cover off, and we're going to see what it looks like on the inside. All right, so now we've got the cover off. Here's the cover. It's got insulation to keep the heat in here. You don't want the heat going out into the basement. But it holds all that water in there. When you get a leak, now you got wet insulation, and then you start getting rusty sides here. Rust is not good for metal. I don't know if you people know that. So this is holding in all your water. Plus, rust doesn't like to be heated. It's not going to transfer heat well. Let me take this guy off and show you what's going on inside the heat exchanger. So I got it off, and your heat goes in through the bottom. Mine was oil, so it would blast oil in there. Some people have natural gas, and there's burners underneath. It goes inside. See all this lovely rust? Yeah. So it goes inside there. The heat travels up and heats up. It comes out of the top and then goes out the chimney. But if these get all clogged up, the bad gases and the heat can't come up, and they want to go somewhere else. So they go out the bottom and out. And then you get carbon monoxide poisoning in your house. That's not good. Even if that's not an issue, the heat's not coming up. These three right here, they're full of water. These little nipple dudes here, they're all grabbing the heat, putting it in the water and taking off. But once you get a leak, or you start getting condensation, that's where the cold glass of water on a hot day with the condensation around the outside, that happens in here too. If you have cold water and you try to heat it up, you'll get condensation, and after a couple years, you'll start getting rust. The more rust you get, it starts eating through these, and then you're going to blow out your heat exchanger. I've got a new boiler, so this one blew out the bottom, of course, as soon as we moved in. So I'm going to tear this apart and see where it was actually leaking. All right, so I really don't have to look far to where the leak was. I started over here. Like I said, that insulation will hold the water in and hold it right up against. Look at the surface rust. That's crazy. It'll hold the water and moisture right up against it. It's going to leak. Not during the winter, not all summer long too. It's just going to leak. I still don't see a hole, but that doesn't mean that within all these rust holes, there isn't a little pinhole leak. I didn't see water on the floor before this busted, or else I would have proactively done something about this. Yeah, this is awful. All right, so I was working on getting this off. This is the lid to the burner box here. That's just a lid. We don't really need that on here. This is some insulation, because that stuff can get really hot. And you can tell that the previous owner did not get this cleaned. This would have been vacuumed out. And then, on top of that, this is all busted. This is what would have kept it all in here. This thing's just shot. Look up there. Shot. All right, so I cracked one of the sections off, and you just get they're pressed in there. And the water runs right through here into the next one. It just runs in. And these are just pressed together super hard, and the only thing really holding them together is there's a little rod from here to here, and that just keeps them together. But yeah, I'm pulling them apart. Let me now that I've got it apart, I can pull this out. Oh, maybe I can't pull this out. Yeah, no, this thing was just shot. I mean, like I keep saying, I'm gonna keep digging and find out where that water was leaking from, and I'll let you guys know. But this is what the inside of a boiler, old boiler, looks like. This has a 3-pass system, so I can't. It passes 3 times. Where this, the heat passes 1 time. It comes up, just passes through once, and out the chimney. This is passing through 3 different ways before it goes out the back. So it's absorbing more heat. It's more efficient. A lot of them are going more high efficient. You can still get boilers that look like this, though. Just spend the extra couple $100, people, and get a better, more efficiency. You're going to see that money back. This had a thing inside of it to like test where the. Oh, that looks pretty clean in there. So we know it wasn't that. What did I just touch in there? Gross. Gross. Okay. But there was water in here at one time. And this seal doesn't look like it was the culprit. I mean, right here it's a little blown out, but that would be super rusty. And up here it would show signs of, I mean, there's rust everywhere, but it would show signs of leakage. Like on this side it's really clean, so I don't think the leak was over there. It was the sides that really looked bad. I'm gonna keep digging. Alright, so I was separating the last 2 halves. This one sounded really hollow when I was hitting it, because I mean, you've got, it's just different sounds. And the bottoms of both of these are just super rusty. I mean, that's where our leak could have been. Folks, these are heavy. I'm not going to like take them and grind them and look for the leak. I mean, this is just scrap metal now. So, but you see what this get your furnace or boiler cleaned annually. This could have been prevented. This could have been prevented if the guy's coming. Here, let me talk to you a bit. So I flipped this guy over to take him outside, and sure enough, oh, let me see. Catastrophic crack right in here. It's just the big old crack. That's where the water was just flying out of. It would have never been fixed, but this could have been found. Well, the rust would have been cleaned. Whatever was leaking on it and making it rust would have been found. This would have never happened. So when I bought the place last year, I was going to clean it this year. It was cold out already. I just wanted to get it going, get some heat. And that's when it blew out. It, within a couple months. I mean, I didn't even have a chance to look at it. I mean, you guys seen in my videos, I've got a lot. I had structural work to deal with. I had electrical fire issues that I needed to work on before the house burned down, stuff like that. So it was running, and there were tags on there saying that it was serviced. The local company was coming out. They were servicing it, which they should have been taking the door off, vacuuming all that rust out, getting, looking for leaks and stuff like that, and, preventive maintenance. They should have seen something and prevented that from happening. And I don't think they were doing it. I think they just came down here, turned on a vacuum, and this and that. So when you do have your maintenance done, have your company rep, your tech, that did the cleaning come up, ask them how it looked. Does it need anything? They're not trying to sell you. If they're trying to sell you a fix, they're not trying to sell you a new furnace. They're trying to fix your furnace, and trust them. I mean, there's these guys, me, when I go in and do a boiler cleaning, if you have a leak, I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to bring you down. I'm going to show you. Don't be scared of your basement. Go down there with the guy. Let him show you what's going on. Listen to what he has to say. Some of us, we don't explain very well because we don't know how to talk to people, but we know our stuff. But if he points at something and it doesn't look good, have it replaced, have it repaired. You could get a couple more years out of your furnace. If it's going to cost too much, get a new furnace. weigh your pros and cons. You know, there's a whole bunch of stuff you can do. I don't know, talk to your technician. You know, he's not just out there, you know, to fix. It's boring out there. We go down in people's basements and we're looking at them and we're cleaning them, and it's, you know, it's boring. You know, we sit in a van all day with nobody to talk to. So, yeah. I don't know if you guys got anything out of this. I don't know if anybody watched it. I'm rambling on again, but that's what I do. Dixon does that too. He rambles. So, that was my old boiler. Peace, y'all.